Sergio Pérez, the Mexican who dared to criticize Red Bull by saying he managed to hold out there for a long time, something others simply couldn't. Today, he looks back and speaks candidly about the struggles of the team's famous second car, and also comments on the departure of Christian Horner, the man who led Red Bull in a golden era. He's also embarking on a new challenge, defending the colors of Cadillac in his last major project in Formula One. A change that promises many surprises, so stay until the end of the video to not miss any details. Like and subscribe to the channel to not miss any more Formula One news. Since Sergio Pérez left Red Bull, he hasn't minced words. RB was, at many moments, uncontrollable, a monster that few dared to tame. And he considers himself one of the few who managed to do so to survive for a long time. For him, this was not just a question of skill, but of mental toughness pure in the face of a car that required constant adaptation to Verstappen's driving style, and not the other way around. And why was the car so exclusive? Well, RB is literally a custom-made glove for Verstappen, adjusted to transform a sharp front and loose rear in pure speed. But these same characteristics leave any other driver in doubt, especially in the most critical moments of the race. That's why names like Gasly, Albon, Lawson, and Tsunoda, despite being in-demand talent, ended up stuck in that position. They saw a sequence of failed adaptations, not evolution. The situation worsened even with Verstappen complaining of problems with understeer and equilibrium instability in RB20 and RB21. It was so serious that it almost became a joke. He needed to return to the workforce to simply control the car, do not fly with it. This only reinforces the argument that the team's second seat is almost a cursed position. Not even solid drivers can extract the same performance. The media is even calling it the curse of Red Bull's second seat. And it wasn't just Pérez who noticed this dynamic. The results speak for themselves. The gap of almost 0.66 seconds in qualifying and 0.56 no-running pace between Verstappen and Pérez is the biggest among all teammates this season. And yet, Red Bull insisted on a style that favored only one driver. Pérez, looking back, sees Christian Horner's departure as the closing of a powerful cycle, one filled with glory, but also drained by internal tensions. When asked what he thought of the unsatisfactory performance of Red Bull's second car after his departure, he responded with cool honesty. "I wasn't surprised by what happened. I knew what was going to happen," explaining that the adaptation problems never stopped. You're always adapting to Max's driving style. Instead of evolving, you're constantly adapting to the car. It's like saying, while everyone else was trying to fit into a mold that wasn't theirs, he just survived, and with dignity. Regarding Horner's departure, Pérez was cautious but clear. It's complicated when you leave a team and give your opinion on things you're not familiar with. I think, just like in life, there are cycles, and he ended it, a very successful one. Horner, who brought Pérez to his peak, guided the team to an unprecedented era of dominance, with multiple world titles, epic races, and moments that defined modern F1. But what really stands out is the belated recognition, a kind of reverse redemption. After his departure, Pérez made blunt comments about how the team, in silence, might have regretted his decision. In a podcast interview from the paddock, stated that he knew of "very sorry" within Red Bull, based on a very reliable source. He noted that, after losing Adrian Newey as designer, and with the departure of key figures like Jonathan Wheatley, the structure was falling apart, piece by piece. This sentiment is echoed in Pérez's words. "There was a lot of pressure on my side of the garage. It ended up costing them a lot. The decisions were made because there was a lot of pressure they themselves generated. It's like looking in the mirror and seeing a gear that wasn't turning properly, neither for the driver nor for the team." And there is also a belated sense of justice. Yes, he replied immediately when asked if the dismissal was unfair. It wasn't anger, but validation. A calm look at what was and what could have been. There are still those who say, deep down, they're very sorry, he revealed. But this will be the beginning of a new chapter for Sergio Pérez in Formula One, and it will be at Cadillac. But before I continue, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so the YouTube algorithm recommends this video. And let's go. This is the chance to close a turbulent chapter with elegance and purpose, a calculated and emotional rebirth. He made no secret of it. "I couldn't allow myself to leave F1 the way I did last year, you know? That's why I'm back with this new project. And yes, I hope it's very successful. But above all, I want to enjoy this return. These words carry sincerity and show that, for Checo, it's not just about competing. It's about reclaiming something he's always loved. Cadillac, for its part, is investing heavily and strategically to build a legitimate racing team from scratch. They announced Sergio Pérez and Valtteri Bottas as their driver pairing for 2026, betting on experience over novelty. The plan isn't short-lived. It's about building. In an official statement, team principal Graham Lodon said that signing two veteran drivers was a bold signal of intent. And it wasn't a random choice. According to ESPN sources, Cadillac started with a long list, narrowing it down to mixed lineups and even trios of youngsters. But in the end, Pérez and Bottas' experience weighed more heavily in the decision. The context shows why Cadillac chose these two. With over 500 Grands Prix contested, 6 wins for Pérez, 10 for Bottas, and over 100 podiums combined, there's no doubt about it. It's a solid foundation for a team that needs to learn and evolve quickly. And it's not just in the cockpit. The team is structured with ambitious headquarters in Fishers, Indiana, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Silverstone, United Kingdom, in addition to a technical program that plans to develop its own engine from 2029 onwards, all built with robust investments and a clear vision for the future. Pérez, for his part, feels he's found the ideal environment to rediscover himself. As he told the F1 show, this new phase brings the chance to enjoy the sport again, to enjoy what brings you back to the track. And Verstappen, his former teammate, immediately supported him. It's a fresh start, a new beginning, and Checo has everything he needs to come back strong. Coming in practically at the bottom of the grid with a team that doesn't even really exist yet, Pérez isn't playing dumb. He's already warned. I'm sure we're going to start in a very difficult position, and concluded sincerely. But for me, it's not where we start, it's how fast we can progress. This phrase captures the spirit of what many riders have faced, building from scratch, dealing with the harsh realities of the early stages, and keeping the flame burning, even if it means battling slower riders in practice. He also talks about the emotional risk of this mission. If you've been on the grid for 24 races and are struggling at the back, despair can set in. But for me, the most important thing is to evolve with the team and enjoy the journey. This isn't humility. It's the wisdom of someone who's lived under extreme pressure and knows that the trophy, for now, isn't the highest priority. Winner or not, the pleasure of driving, of helping a project emerge and grow, that's what counts. This sentiment isn't just Pérez's. Bottas is also realistic but optimistic. Speaking about his expectations, he said that the sky's the limit for Cadillac, but added that it needs to be realistic in targets in the beginning. This approach combines the reflexes of a veteran with the determination of a pioneer, someone who has already won, helped great teams, and now wants to rewrite history with awareness and focus. What's more, both are fully aware that they lack time, infrastructure, and a competitive car, but they see the newly built base as a rare opportunity to surprise. Pérez reinforces, I know we don't have time on our side, but we can be a big surprise, that it's a promise of intensity, of building something valuable even from the bottom. But tell me, what did you think of this video? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing.